all over the company. So the mission, and as you see now, the mission of the holding company reflected where they were on the life cycle. The mission of this company has, of course, also to reflect where they were on the life cycle. So this mission says that we realize that what we need to do in the next 3-4 years in order to reach prime on our life cycle is to become more efficient by improving our systems and structures. The purpose is to achieve more and better control, predictability, quality, and consistency in what we do. It's not about what new markets should we capture, what new competitors should we be worried about, what internally do we need to focus on, how do we need to work internally in order to be able to capture new markets and to compete with our competitors in a competitive way. And of course, someone said we need to do both. But guys, I don't think you can do both. Of course you need to compete. Of course you need to deliver. Of course, but you need to do your homework first. You need to prepare for what you're going to do. So the next 2, 3, 4 years, this is what you have to do. So here's the structure of the overall structure of this company. And what do we see here? Well, first of all, a very, very strong, I haven't spelled out the details, but they made a very strong staff unit with control, employed new people, moved people around, and really staffed the head office here. And started to try to behave like they were in prime already. They made, instead of having 3 separate commercial units, we made it 1 separate commercial unit, the green one. The green one is the business of the business. And the red ones are the control of the business, or the development, or the E. The red ones is always the A and the E. Because E, the red is cost, first of all. And E is a cost. To do research and development, to do people development, to do product development, to do market development, it's a cost. That's why we're not likely to do it unless we give it attention and have units with resources to do this, because it's cost. So it looks much better to do business. So you can see yourself what this is. Manufacturing, of course, it's red. Supply is red. Marketing, development E, finance E, IT, development, and under development was all kinds of development. This was a super department now. HR development, product development, market development, process engineering, a lot of functions is under this unit. And then also here a shared service box. So this, in this situation, was the right structure for this company that came from the go-go side, needed more control. And by the way, they were spreading wide. They were into new markets every second month, which actually were the biggest problem, because they were about to stretch too far and were actually in danger of running short of liquidity and control. And my last example here is a real estate company. It's a property company that also were on the right side of the life cycle, very aristocratic. And when I say aristocratic on the right side, it means that everything they do is right, but it's too right, because they will rather be exactly wrong than approximately right. So they had absolute control of everything, but it was the wrong things they were dealing with, but they had control. And to let this control go is very, very, very difficult, because it was in a way the only thing they had. And on top of that, they were profitable. So to create this awareness that you need to change, but we're profitable. It's because that you're doing everything exactly wrong. You're not taking any risks. But what will happen when this product or this market is maturing or dying, what will happen with your profitability? We have a saying in my country that the best steam engine that was ever made was the last one. And this is true with all products, with all markets. You get to a point where it's ripe, and that is when things are really economic. Your production is geared to do this. It's really economic. Everything works, and of course, then you're profitable because you know what you're doing. So you're milking the market with a product that is about to die. Very, very difficult to make changes in this organization. So, first of all, you need to brainwash yourself to say, what is our mission? Our mission is to be businesslike. So what does it mean, be businesslike? It means we need to define what different business segments are we in or should we be in. We need to diversify. And then when we have diversified, we need to reflect it in our structure. So it doesn't really matter what they say they were going to do, but this is, anyway, just a bottom line summary of their mission. It's more elaborate than this, but this is the list of what they're supplying. So portfolio management which means how do we make sure that our properties are maintaining and increasing their values? When should we sell them? When should we rent them out? How much maintenance should we do in order to be able to rent them out? How do we really optimize what we're doing? This is portfolio management. Property development, new constructions, new buildings. Property and facility management, the service, the renting out of the properties. Disposal and sales, when should we sell them? Where should we sell them? At what price? At what stage of the life cycle of the property should we sell? Construction development, airport construction, and specialist advisory. So how does the structure look like? Well, it's almost the opposite of the bottling company. The bottling company was in Gogol, needed to get the prime. This is in aristocracy, needs to be brought back to be rejuvenated. So everything here from the mission list is then reflected in the structure to give it managerial attention, to give it resources, to be sure that this is also really going to happen. So you will recognize here portfolio management, construction, airport construction, property, facility, services or management, etc. And then shared services and the staff. So, but if this is an aging company that needs to rejuvenate, where's the E? Well, here's the E in this company. How do you centralize the E of this company? Well, first of all, this is a huge EI staff. It's not a PA staff, but it's a staff of strategic advisors for the CEO. So they are dealing with strategies rather than with administration. And secondly, in each of these units, we centralized the development elements of each business unit, but they chose to put it in the green in the business units in order to really give a clear responsibility to each business unit to do their own development, and at the same time have the synchronizing EI function at the top of the organization. Guys, that is more or less what I wanted to share with you. What is the right structure? And I don't know about the time. I'm probably ahead of time, but anyway, I'm happy to take questions. So that's how do we cope with accelerated change, making sure that we have the right structure, and what is the right structure, and how do I check the design of my structure. So I'm ready to take some questions. Thank you very much.
Mr. President.
By the way, one more thing. I'm sorry, I forgot one thing. Class, sorry. I forgot one thing. As you already know, and as I've said, I've been part of the DISIS Institute for many years. And if some of you should not know, Dr. DISIS has written 20 books, I think, and they've been translated to 26 languages. And he's still writing, so I think there will be much more books, actually. And here's some of the books. They're, as I said, translated to 26 languages. My personal favorite is maybe this one, Managing Corporate Life Cycles. It's a lot about what I've been covering right now. But all these books has been translated to Russian, so if some of you are operating in Russian-speaking markets, or whether you're operating in markets where they prefer it in English, I mean, the books can be provided from the DISIS Institute or by Amazon. So that's the marketing part of it. Thank you very much.
Well, never forget the marketing.
No, exactly. I almost did.
The books are here. The first.
Yeah, by the way, the books are here, and
Just touch them.
Anya is the publishing manager.
Touch them. So, you can buy, read them, and implement them. Mr. President. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Shepard, for a very inspiring presentation. I wanted to ask you one thing, because then we talk about the restructuring the organization. That's what usually the CEOs of a company are asking first of all. What you did not mention, or mention between the lines, but you cannot start to deal with the structure until you did not do some very important steps before. So could you elaborate a little bit about that? Because to change the structure in the company is extremely painful. So, and if you do not have the trust and respect in the organization, that might destroy the organization if you would try to do that mechanistically. And that's what usually managers have been asking, because we want fast result. So how to deal with that?
That's true, and it's a very important part of it, of course. First of all, as I said, most executives, they know that something is wrong. A lot of executives also know what to do, but they just cannot do it, because, as I said, it's driven more by politics than policies. So how do you get, as an external expert in the field, enough leverage to be able to deal with something that is really the most sensitive part of an organization, their structure? Because the structure is actually the political system of an organization. What is a political system? It's a system of power distribution. So who's in charge of what is the most sensitive part of the organizational body that you can touch. So what to do? You need a lot of trust in order to start to work with it. So the first stages that we do is simply to find out what is the situation. Not we doing a diagnostic approach, but inviting the organization to do a diagnostic workshop to find out what is going on. So at least we agree to what is the situation. So that's the first step. And the second step is to define the direction, the mission, the brainwash, as I said. And I'm not shy to say that they need, in a lot of organizations, this kind of brainwash. And it's not about slogans, it's really about internally understanding what do we intend to do with all our problems that we hang on the wall. So the diagnostic